Just finding the right sizes. Yeah, that's probably okay. Oh, here we go. There's one right here and one under here. That's two. Decent sized ones too. One right here and one right here. That's decent. And that one's decent. Collecting up a lot of oysters in the bucket to shuck. So here we go. Well, we've collected ourselves a pile of oysters. Now we just got to go through and shuck them. Do our count of 18 each. Still finding a few that might have some size underneath there. So I want to pick and choose some medium to larger ones from the prior video. There's plenty of oysters to choose from. Getting a little more oysters for the pile. Happy spring. This is early spring. Anyway, I'm down here at Eagle Creek to shuck some oysters. And I have my wife over here collecting some oysters, and I'll get back to you with a few oyster finds and keep this video short, I hope. Yeah, there's a good pile of oysters here. Now it's just a matter of picking through and getting the 18 per person. So this is the first one I've chose. Just come into the side there and once I get this open, I'll kind of explain the workings. So this is the front, this is the back. The mussel is always going to be on the right hand side and about a third back of the length of the shell. So you'll see where the mussel had attached. Anyway, from there I'm just going to scrape the mussel and I'm going to set it aside so I can get a count, rows of 5, and then I'll have my 3 for my 18. So we're actually down lower on the beach. Up there I usually find pearls more towards the shoreline, but I could find a pearl here. It's just hard to say. It's hit and miss out here. So here's another one. The back, the front. The mussel's going to be about right here. It's just a matter of getting into this oyster, finding the crack in the shell. There it is. So wiggle back and forth and get in, and repeat this now 16 more times. Here's a good candidate for showing you another way to shuck. Yes, I could come in the side here. This is the bottom side of the oyster, that's the top, but here's the back end, here's the front with all these other oysters. This is an easy entry point, but I'm actually going to go to the hinge back here and see if I can work it there, see if I can get it to loosen. There we go. So now that I broke the hinge, I could go across there to that third point, or the third back of the shell, and work it from the opposite side. Or I could go over to the other side and do it. It don't matter. But that's another way of getting into these oysters if you have a hard time. I know I show this on all my videos, on the oyster getting videos, but I just want to make sure that if any of you haven't seen these videos before, you'll get a little bit of schooling on that if you don't know already. Okay, here's one that I can show you a different way of shucking too. If you can't get into the hinge area here, and there's things in the way to get into the side of the oyster, the other better way to do it is just stab right here. These are fresh growth rings, and they're going to be a lot thinner shelled here versus here. So See if I could do this on camera here. Stab, see the growth ring? I'm holding it now. Or growth rings, these are thinner. So I stabbed in there pretty easy. And then I just get up and under there to the muscle, loosen it, and then I can come into the side and then clean the oyster up from there. And on this one here, there's another oyster under here that I'm going to get. So I'm going to take this oyster, loosen it, and put it with one of these oysters down here. There's 4 there now. I will get to the 5th one here and have 5 in that first pile. So just like so. And this oyster knife I have is part of the Danielson product line. They sell fishing gear, crab traps, anyway, fishing, getting gear. So that's this oyster knife. It says Danielson right there. I prefer this blade because it's longer. It has that thumb hold, or for my finger, so I have some grip. Yes, I'm not wearing gloves. And it's not a sharp knife. It won't cut you, but it will stab you, so you got to be careful. See the dead oyster shell there, right? And then there's another dead one. And then you have this underneath that is separated by 3. Look at all these growth plates. And then, yeah, that's part of him too. Just growth plates, thick. Well, here's the shell. Anyway, so this is the front. That's the top. He starts right here somewhere. So I'm going to attempt with you on film. Oh, that was easy, to get inside to see what this oyster is all about. Anyway, that was fairly easy. Probably the smallest oyster with the biggest growth plates I've seen. Long and skinny anyway. And then inside of his shell he had some sand going on. And so he was trying to grow some... That's all sand right there. Right from here to here he was trying to grow oyster shell to cover up the sand. So he might have a pearl on him, just because I don't see any. But yeah, wow, no pearl. Anyway, I got in there pretty easy. I didn't think I would. There he is. Well, I now have 3 oysters to go, and it's going pretty quick. Plenty more oysters to pick and choose from when the tide's lower. 5, 10, 15, and 3 is 18. I will pick these out of the shell, get them in my bag. If I do find a pearl, I'll get back to you, and then we can reveal the pearl out of the oyster. Alright, my wife right there, she's still shucking on her oysters. I've got all mine picked out of the bag. I did not find any pearls. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video up. If you like this video, press like. If you want to see more of my types of videos, hit that notification bell. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It'll go a long ways to help me make more videos. Once again, this is Eagle Creek. A beautiful spring day. Happy spring. Thank you for watching.